here it is, the new Olympus OMD E-M1. What you want to know is, should you pay a stupidly high amount for a mirrorless camera? That's what we're going to find out today. Oh, new design. Oh, look at that. I was thinking I have to press that down to turn it. It's like the Nikon where you have to hold it down and then turn it, but it's like a ballpoint pen. Press it down and it's locked. That's unlocked. So Olympus don't just like Olympus pen, they like ball pens as well. She's got baby's clothing on her head. Well, the OMD was what I perhaps criticised it a little bit, and I shouldn't really have criticised it because this is worse. They've obviously gone for the whole film series OM look because it was quite simply beautiful, and that's what they did with the OMD E-M5. This is no different. Well, it is different. They've gone for a bit of classicness and modernness, and I'm not quite sure if that works. I mean, it's supposed to look like a classic film camera, but just look at the top of that. Transformers 4, hello. Of course the grip actually feels quite nice on this, it fits in hand quite nicely. It fills your hand. But isn't that kind of defeating the object of mirrorless cameras? A small camera. And this is almost like a D5200 size. Old film camera, modern DSLR grip. Doesn't make sense. I mean, it's like having a classic car with carbon fibre bonnet with vents in it cut out everywhere, maybe a huge ass spoiler, spinning rims, and then the little pumpy thing that makes your car jump up and down. You know, imagine that on an E-type Jaguar. Oof. Or perhaps imagine your grandmother with a deep V. Well, she can probably go deeper, a deeper V than usual. Be down here.
Olympus's mirrorless cameras have evolved from the beautiful simplicity of the EP1 to the nostalgic nod to the OM, the EM5. But the EM1 is trying too hard to be everything.
But enough about the looks, because obviously you're not buying this camera for its looks, are you? And if you are, perhaps you should think again. I mean, this is a good looking camera. The OMD EM1 is a face that only the designer would love. And it seems like it was designed by two designers, the Micro Four Thirds team and also the 4/3 team, who thought, we still love the DSLRs that we made, but were actually crap.
Well, let's forget about how this looks for a moment, because this has to function in a way that will please the most hardcore of enthusiasts.
I mean, there's a reason why that top plate is cluttered, because it's got plenty of stuff. Over there you've got bracketing, HDR, timer, AF metering, on-off switch, mode dial lock, one of the dials, that's nothing, a wavy line, which also is a function 2 button, record button and a tick in a box, another dial, shutter button. Of course there's no built-in flash because this is meant for geeks who want to be pros. So you've got a hot shoe here, which you remove the hot shoe cover, but oh, underneath that cover there's another cover. Just for safety. That's like putting 2 condoms on just in case the first one breaks. And of course a tilty flippy screen, which is dual purpose. Let me show you. The first purpose is this. It's a screen for displaying and also composing. The second purpose is to access the flaps, because you can't access that without opening the screen. Look. Double security mechanisms here. Look, cover that. Bang! Just in case you accidentally open the flap and put your mic in. I mean, it's like those fairy tales where those princesses have got like iron pants. to stop them from being, you know, touched and fiddled with, I guess, isn't it? Actually, did I just make that up? Was that a porn film?
First impressions? Well, good. It works well out of the box, no fiddling, it just shoots exactly as one would want.
People have umbrellas out all year round in Hong Kong. Rain or sunshine. And another benefit is that you've got focus peaking now, which is great if you use lenses like this, which you probably might do if you use a mirrorless camera. It's magic. SLR magic. f/0.95. The focus peaking works nicely to help me focus. And if I want to shoot wide open in this kind of light, I can. 8,000ths of a second maximum shutter speed. You've got a 320th of a second flash sync speed. That's good, it's better than DSLR. As much as I joke about the way it looks, this is a good camera and it's topped off with Wi-Fi, which any other good mirrorless camera has nowadays. And this is a seriously cool feature for people who like to fiddle, as I say. Just have to find it first. Yeah, I managed to find it. It was easy. Because obviously there's an autofocus menu here, but it's not in there, it's in utility. AF focus adjust. Check this out. You can set it individually per focus point. Oh, the center's a bit off. Oh, it's more off than that side. And then you just adjust it. At least that's better than Sigma because at least you can see it happening here. No need to unplug any USB cables. I mean, they've just thought about everything for this camera. It's just if you can adjust it, it's on this. Anything that's not on this, it's not worth having. Well, even stuff that's not worth having is on this. So.
Apart from the serious tinkering stuff, you still have the art filters made for people who like to wear hats, and there's also a photo collage mode, which seems somewhat ridiculous to have it on this camera. I'm not even going to bother showing you, I'm just going to pretend it doesn't exist.
The focus is quick. It has on-sensor phase detection, but the thing is it doesn't work with everything. It's not meant for these lenses. It's designed for 4/3 lenses. I mean, in contrast detection, I have no complaints anyway. It's fantastically fast for a mirrorless camera. If you really have to have on-sensor phase detection, you change it to AF tracking mode, sequential high. Wow! He doesn't like to be photographed. Must be a paedophile. Oh yes! Yeah. Have that. Ooh. This is quick. I'll give it that.
The IS does its job when it comes to keeping the video as still as possible.
Yeah, the image stabilization is handy. Look at this, I can shoot video with the cross-processing on.
It does minimise the wobbling, rolling shutter effect, but you can sometimes see that it looks a bit robotic-like. But despite the good IS and external mic input, it doesn't detract from the fact that the video mode is crippled with only a 30p frame rate and 24 megabits per second maximum bit rate. This will never be an ideal video camera.
And hopefully it should do the goods in terms of image quality as well. 16 megapixels and a TruePic 7 processor. Wow. But it's got another impressive feat that they've done with this. It doesn't have an AA filter, so the images should be super sharp. I don't want to hold the camera anymore because I might cut my fingers with its sharpness. Ooh, ow. Oh, sharp. It's sharp. Buy it, but wear some gloves when you're using it. Ooh.
Actually,
Ow.
you can pick it up, just don't pick it up for the lack of AA filter. The supposed improved sharpness is barely noticeable. Metering works well, even with backlit subjects, and these are out-of-camera JPEGs which show a decent dynamic range. It deals with noise extremely well, and I mean it deals with it to extremes. The high ISOs looks clean, but you can see that it does its best to smudge the noise, but all the details too. From ISO 6400 you start to see the smudginess happening.
In terms of how it performs incredibly nicely. It performs... In fact, it's a good example of how a mirrorless camera should perform. There are too many mirrorless cameras which are just made purely for aesthetics, purely for the fact that it's small, and it just doesn't work that well. And this does work well, thankfully, because it looks bloody hideous. Ow! And I hate that mode dial.
For some, when it comes to buying mirrorless cameras, they look for a balance of looks and performance. When it comes to DSLRs, it doesn't matter about the aesthetics at all, it's about the performance. With the E-M1, Olympus has taken the Micro Four Thirds system in a new direction. It's definitely aiming for the gonads of the DSLR market. This thing is all about the performance. But that seems to have made them a bit confused as to how to style it. Retro chic appeal or uber geek appeal? Does that matter to you? Well, depends if you like chic or geek.